Hey guys, this is Texas Tiger Diggs, and I've talked about most of my equipment, but one I've talked about, I guess, in passing, but never in depth, is one of the DetectorPro's. I think Detector Pro is the only company that jumps immediately to mind that has two pinpointers in their line of products, and these are the two that are in that line. This is the pistol probe. We all know that. I know it looks raggedy and bedraggled, but it doesn't look as much like a pistol as it does in its native form. And I do detect in parks around mothers and families that might not understand a large man in a park with something that looks suspiciously like a gun. So that's a pretty good way of showing that this is a pretty harmless implement. And this is the Uniprobe, also by Detector Pro, like I said. And Detector Pro got around that issue of having two pinpointers by doing something very, I guess it was very smart for the time. This is basically like all pinpointers, but this is really a full-fledged detector. The only thing it's missing is a pole and a coil, and I do believe they did offer them. I'm not sure if they still do or not, but this pistol probe is basically identical in function. I mean, the Uniprobe is identical in function to the pistol probe. If you look at the pistol probe, you do have some choices. You can make it, you know, you can alter the sound here. So in effect, you have a volume type control. And here you have a volume type control, and you have a frequency here and a threshold, and that is also matched by the pistol probe. Now the only thing got you about this thing, and you see here I have this this flagged off, so when I touch it I'll know it, and I really disabled the comp part of it, so because I don't wear earphones very often. And nobody give me a hard time. I know I could. I know I should now. And I occasionally do wear the earphones with the desk. I rarely wear the earphones with any of my other detectors. And I know I might be missing something, so don't jump on me. But with this, you have to set frequency and threshold. I'm going to set it on this because I really can't give you a good auditory sound on the Uniprobe because it is headphones. So basically, see, you've got this sound. So I can up or change the threshold. I could change the frequency in case there's interference. And that also would require I change the threshold. So I can make the threshold loud and then reduce it a bit till it's just a whisper. And with this, and the best way to actually do that is to turn it on full time and then set the threshold down and then turn it back where the button controls it. So now I've got a pinpointer. And like pulse machines in general, with the exception of one of the new pinpointers, you have to keep it moving. So you do an X to find your location. Now basically you do the same thing with this. You set the frequency and threshold. You put it on your head, set the frequency and threshold till it's a low hum or just at the point where it's a low hum, and then you can swing this and you can detect. And just by the break in the threshold, you know that you're on a target. So this is it's very good. Now it's a little bit bothersome because you know, it has the connection here where you can, you know, hook it up with the 1/8 inch jack and hook it up to your detector. I don't do that very often, like I said. And it has the probe that goes into the other connector. So it's a little bit problematic because if you're going to put this on your head, what you're going to do with the probe? What I usually do is I'll put this on my head and put the probe in my right pocket, or left if you're left-handed, and then I just put the earphones around my head and then only bring them up when I need it. Now the reason I flagged the off and on is so I'll know it and not hit the switch, computer's comp switch off and on, which I've disabled. But I just don't want to be confused about it. I want to hit this because once I set frequency and threshold, usually I'm not going to alter it unless I get into area with interference. Then I would alter it again, but then I would get back to the only thing I would need to do is switch it on and off. Off when I'm away from a target, on when I'm near a target. So that's all I wanted to show you, the Detector Pro Uniprobe. And like I said, I started to buy this because I said, okay, great, it's a pinpointer, and I can eventually get a coil for it, but it would be basically more for water hunting. And the water hunting laws are so bad in the state of Texas. There are no natural lakes, so either the Army Corps of Engineers or Texas Parks and Wildlife have this stranglehold of control, and you cannot really detect. You can in the Army Corps of Engineers with a permit, but it's so restrictive and so restricted, and anything over 25 you have to turn in as lost and found. I don't really believe in that. If anything has a name on it, I would turn it in, but I'm not going to turn in everything. So I'm just not going to detect in lakes controlled by the Army Corps of Engineers, and it's completely illegal to detect in any lake controlled by Texas Parks and Wildlife. So that's the hard part of it. In any case, this is Texas Tiger Digs. I'm just showing you the one part of my probe lineup I've never really covered in depth, and you know, I'll be taking it out because it is very good and it's deep. It's as deep as the pistol probe, and it does also very close or rivals the depth of the TRX. So this is Texas Tiger Digs, and I will catch you out in the field next time. I did a little detecting today, and I'll be doing a lot more this week.